Back in the late 1970s, when I was about 10 or 12 years old, it was long before the internet allowed us to stream our favorite shows. These were the days when big television hits were Happy Days, Laverne Shirley, Little House on the Prairie, and the Waltons.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night.
In those days, we all made sure that our homework and chores were done long before supper. Chores were things kids used to do in order to deserve the food that was on our plates and the roof that was over our heads. I don't think kids these days have to do chores. They may get told to do them, but they can get out of them easily by saying that they have stress. I don't know where they learned that tactic. Anyway, when our chores and our homework were done, probably with a lot of stress endured, we'd go play outside until Mom rang the dinner bell. And yes, we really did have a dinner bell. It had a shrill, high-pitched clang to it so we could hear it from as far away as the ravine out across the farm field, probably about a half a mile away from our house. We'd run to the house, take off our shoes in the mudroom, wash up, and set the table. Mom ran a tight ship, and so the warm food usually arrived just as we were all seated. Dad would pray, and we'd all dig in. After supper, we'd carry our own plates to the sink, wash them off, and put them into the dishwasher. More chores. Then, unless we still had homework to do, we were allowed to turn on the television. At 7 o'clock, Tom and Jerry. At 7:30, maybe a game show. And then primetime TV at 8. Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, and so on. If there were two good shows on at the same time on different channels, back then we'd have to just make a decision as to which one we wanted to watch. Lord knows how much stress I had to live through back then, when I didn't get to watch my own shows. Well, I guess I repressed those traumas. I remember Grandma talking about how they didn't have TV when she was a girl. They had radios. When I asked her what it was like back in those pre-TV days, she'd say, well, it was pretty much the same. We had our favorite shows and we'd turn on the radio and all sit around and watch it. Watch it? What do you mean, Grandma? Well, Grandma would laugh and say, it does sound funny, but we really did sit and look at the radio as we listened. So really, it was a lot like we do now with our TVs. Little did I know that those days of planning our evenings around the TV schedule would one day go away as well. And I'm not upset about that. I'm a huge fan of streaming. Even as I wrote this script, I was planning on watching a show later with my wife. When? Doesn't matter. It'll be there waiting for us when we're ready. Well, back to the 1970s. One day, my older brother Steve brought home a Bob and Ray record from the library. It was an old LP recording from the days of radio, back when television was still only about equal with radio broadcasting, maybe in the 1950s, 1960s. Well, Steve said, Eric, you might like this album. It's Bob and Ray, an old comedy duo, and they're pretty funny. So I gave it a listen, and it became an instant family treasure. Steve and I listened to it over and over, and we soon had most of the dialogue memorized. We'd recite our favorite parts in the car and make Mom laugh. She was our best and most loyal audience. But the best part of that Bob and Ray album is that it gave me a look into the past. I realized that the days of radio were different, but they weren't worse. Old people had their jokes too, and their jokes were pretty funny. I believe that this Bob and Ray record was the beginning of my hobby of looking back at older generations and gaining a sort of respect for their ways. The easiest humor on this album for my young mind to understand was from the live remotes of Wally Ballou. Wally Ballou was reporting from a remote rural firehouse. And if you think things might be a little dull at a remote rural firehouse, well, you'd be right. And that was the humor. And Wally and his remote engineer actually had a communication problem, so Wally's first words were never heard when he signed on.
Lee Ballou here at 59th Street.
This was never addressed by Bob and Ray. It just always happened. Sort of a radio inside joke that we were all privy to.
Well, what do they do at a remote rural firehouse? We thought now you might be interested in hearing a cribbage game being played at the Ogunquit, Maine Fire Department Firehouse.
Molly Ballou speaking. And the game has been on now for about 2 hours. And so far, it's tied 4 games to 4.
My crib's on the deal.
That's right. There you are.
Okay, throw him away. Throw these away. You
Your
cut.
crib, huh?
Yeah, you cut.
Okay.
Oh, there's a jack. We'll get 2
one
for that.
You. You'll need it. Let's see. 8.
15 for 2.
And another 7, 22 for 2.
25.
31 for 2. I got 15, 2. 15,
I get 1 for the
4.
last card there.
Oh, yeah. 15, 2, 15, 4,
2,
8 or 12.
15, 6.
You don't need to look at mine. You can take my word for it.
19.
The 2 players of the playoff here,
19 on that
counting
one. So
each
I'll
other's
just take
hands.
19.
The left-hand player just got 19, and that would make
Well,
him...
you can't have 19.
Somebody said he can't have 19.
That's my wife, Mr. Ballou.
What do you have to butt in on it for?
Well,
It looks as if a fight may start at any moment.
Let's see, I'll count it again. 15, 2, 15, 4.
He's counting it up again.
15, 6. Round of 3 is 9. 2 is 11 and 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. 15. No.
You don't know how to count. That's your big trouble.
Well, let's say 15, 2, 15, 4, 15, 6. A run of 3 is 9. 15.
All you got is 8 there.
Well, let's see. 15.
And I got 12, and that puts me out.
Wait just a
See
minute.
him?
there.
Count him. Go on, count him there.
Well, let's see. You have 15, 2. Oh, I can see 8. I don't see where you get 12 out of that.
See them 4 there?
Now, listen
2
here.
pair. That makes 4.
Wait just a minute. I've been playing cribbage here with you for a good many years. You
4
don't have
and
to
8
start
is 12.
getting huffy
12
with
put
me.
me out. That's about it. The game is over, and we'll have a further report on who the winner was at a later time.
Another remote broadcast was from the set of a movie that was being filmed. Word Carr, the reporter, watches as the not-so-brilliant movie star Barry Campbell films a Civil War action scene. Of course, this was all made up for radio, and all of the voices were done by Bob and Ray.
Word Carr is out in Hollywood right now. He's talking with, you remember Barry Campbell, the famous movie star who's appeared on our show numberless times. He is out there now filming the new movie, If Pain Persists. And Word Carr is standing by now, all set to interview Barry on the set. Come in, please, Word Carr.
Thank you, Bob and Ray. Word Carr speaking on the set of If Pain Persists. And I'm talking with Barry Campbell, the star of the picture, and in just a moment we're going to watch one of the crucial scenes being shot. Barry, this is the charge of the cavalry scene, I believe.
That's right.
I see all of the horses and the extras are lined up over there.
Well, the extras number about 1,100. There's a tremendous cavalry charge here.
Certainly
and,
an expensive scene we're about to see put on film.
That's right. I'm a lieutenant in the 5th Field Flank of this particular cavalry outfit.
Stand by, everybody.
So I'm going to...
Get those extras over there with them horses.
We're going to shoot a...
Everybody go when I say go.
We have a rather important scene right now. A lot of action, very little to be
All right,
said.
Barry, well, you just go over and we'll follow with our
right.
microphone and listen. Ready on the set. All you extras, the horses ready? Talk! Speak. Action. Camera. I knew your father, Ferguson. You're the first Ferguson in the 5th Field Flank to fail to fulfill the fundamental functions of a field flank front runner.
Colonel Frisbee, that's a lawfully frequent...
Cut! Hold it! Get the horses
Sorry,
back.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, Campbell. We don't make mistakes. We'll try it again.
Tongue twister. All right.
You got all the horses lined up on the other side, the extras?
Horses are okay, yeah.
Talk.
Speak.
Action.
Camera.
So take. I knew your father, Ferguson. You're the first Ferguson in the 5th Field Flank to fail to fulfill the fundamental functions of a field flank front runner.
Colonel Frisbee, that's a fragrant...
Cut!
Doggone it.
Hey, look, come on now, Campbell.
Well, I'm sorry, sir.
Well, once we'll get the extras and the horses back there.
I say, Colonel Frisbee, that's a filthy, fragrant falsehood.
All you say is, Colonel Frisbee, that's a filthy, flagrant falsehood.
Bob and Ray.
All right.
Bob and Ray's announcer.
Action.
Turn it back to New York right away.
This is Word Car, returning it to New York.
Bob and Ray even wrote and performed ads for their own products. Some recurring products that they had were Einbinder flypaper.
So keep taxes down while you're keeping bugs away by buying and deducting genuine Einbinder flypaper, the brand you've gradually grown to trust over the course of 3 generations.
And the Monongahela Metal Foundry.
Having unexpected guests see your dull steel ingots is a very embarrassing prospect for anyone.
But it is a fear you can banish forever once you've visited your Monongahela Foundry showroom and stocked up on those extra shiny steel ingots you'll be proud to display.
Here's one ad from the album that was introducing a product called Grit.
Yesterday we told you about a new product which is helping to democratize America. This product is Grit, spelled G-R-I-T. Grit, the paste which makes your hands look dirty and gives you that honest working man's appearance.
Grit gives you dirty hands in a twinkling. Self-conscious tycoons use it every day in 48 states, Alaska and Hawaii. Women use it too. I read from a letter sent to us by Miss Tilly Bergenheimer of Los Angeles. She says, I worked in an airplane plant during the war. I am sorry to say I was a receptionist for a vice president. All my girlfriends were spot welders, and when we had luncheon together, I was ashamed of my clean white hands. Then I heard of Grit, and after that, I had as dirty hands as any of them.
And here's another letter with a very good suggestion. Maybe you'd be interested in a suggestion for using Grit. I am a necktie salesman, and at 5 o'clock my hands are still beautiful. Before I meet the boys from the machine shop at Hurley's, I smear a little Grit over them, and strangers think I'm a cable overhauler. Boy, do my hands look dirty.
Yes, Bob, that's a very good suggestion. Now, friends, there's just one word of caution. Grit does not come off with soap. The only thing which will take Grit off is Smurge, the paste that removes Grit. Smurge comes in a good-looking, unobtrusive gallon can. A few wipes with Smurge, and the Grit disappears. Unfortunately, the odor of Smurge does not disappear.
But we've taken care of that. You can remove the odor of Smurge with Whiff, spelled W-H-I-F-F. Whiff, the Smurge remover in the handy 2-gallon demijohn.
For this month only, we make this amazing offer. A tube of Grit, a can of Smurge, and a bottle of Whiff for $26.95 postpaid. This will give you that popular dirty hand appearance for 30 days. Rub a little Grit on your hands before attending union meetings. Then wipe off with Smurge before meeting your girlfriend. And finish with a quick, easy application of Whiff.
Be the grimiest man in your crowd with Grit, spelled G for Grit, R for Rub, I for Eyesore, and T for Theodore Gramish, a friend of mine up in Boston.
Just write to Dirty NBC in New York and receive our sensational offer, postpaid, in a plain, odorless, welded container.
When people come up to shake hands with you, they'll say, "Ah."
Well, as if you can't stand the wait, here is the conclusion of Word Car's remote on the set of the movie If Pain Persists.
Our good friend Word Carr was interviewing Barry Campbell out in Hollywood, where they're on location somewhere close to Hollywood, filming the new movie, the big extravaganza entitled If Pain Persists. You'll recall also that the broadcast was cut short so that we couldn't get it all in. So today, we're going right straight back. They've had a night now of rest. They're back filming it again.
Shooting all day today, though.
They have been shooting all day. Are you having trouble with your headphones?
I want to hear the program, and I can't.
Well, I'm going to put on my headphones, and I had that pair the other day.
Yeah,
the kind that keeps snapping off your head and go down to the audience. I'm sorry, lady. And there. That's much better. And he's standing by now, so I think Word can answer any questions that will be in your mind anyway. So come in, please. Word Carr.
Word Carr speaking. They're ready now to resume shooting on If Pain Persists. Take 75 is just about to get underway. Barry Campbell has spent the night going over his lines. And the actor who will play the Colonel has, perhaps you can hear Barry in the background as he...
Colonel Frisbee,
that's
a filthy, fragrant falsehood.
As he goes over a last-minute check of the line that he will speak to the Colonel after the onrush of the cavalry by the Colonel's tent.
Colonel
I see the
Frisbee,
director now is
filthy,
getting all the extras, the grips, and the horses ready at one end of this area that's been roped off. A scene like this, I was told by the director, costs $20,000 every time the camera rolls. And they've reloaded the film.
Stand by.
14 times. There's the signal to stand by. Now you
Speak.
hear the scene being shot.
Speak. Cut. Hold it. I didn't say action. Camera ready.
Colonel Frisbee, that's a filthy, fragrant
Speak. Speak. Action.
I knew your father, Ferguson. You're the first Ferguson in the 5th Field Flank to fail to fulfill the fundamental functions of a field flank front runner.
Colonel Filthy, that's a fragrant...
It's not Colonel Filthy, Campbell.
I know it, sir.
Colonel Frisbee, now.
Colonel Frisbee, that's a...
We've done this thing 75
It's
times.
a tongue twister.
Get the horses back there. Get the extras over the other side. Everyone back. Back up the hill. Back up the arroyo.
Now, folks, look. I know this is kind of a tough scene. I know you've been working all day on it, but we got to get it before the sun goes down.
Look, I'm a nervous wreck, sir. Is there
You're
some
a pretty
way...
bum actor, too, Campbell.
That's beside the point now. To me, this is impossible. It's a tongue twister, a spoonerism that I just cannot utter.
Look, Campbell, all you say is, Colonel Frisbee, that's a filthy, flagrant falsehood. Let me hear you say it.
Colonel Frisbee, that's a filthy, flagrant falsehood.
Right. Now, what's so difficult about that, Campbell?
I don't know what it is. The minute I see the camera...
All right, just a minute. What's that?
I say, the minute I see the cameras rolling, I don't know. It's just the combination of flagrant and fragrant and falsehood.
Oh,
somehow.
That's the way it's written, Campbell.
Do we change the Colonel's name?
No, I want to try this just once more. If you don't get it this time, then we'll rewrite the thing.
Okay.
All right, extras ready. Horses ready. Speak. This is take 76. Action.
I knew your father, Ferguson, and you're the first Ferguson in the 5th Field Flank to fail to fulfill the fundamental functions of a field flank front runner.
Falsely, Filthy. This is a fragrant... Falsely.
You're right, Campbell. We gotta...
The false.
Bring the horses
I
back.
can't even say my name now, Director. It's impossible.
I tell you what we do. All right, quiet down now.
Not so funny.
Everybody's under a strain. I do see the humor in it.
About $1 million worth of goofs here, and they're all laughing.
We got time for about one more take. How about if you start the scene, Campbell?
Oh, yeah.
come in and say something like, did you call for me, Colonel Frisbee, or...
I think maybe that would do it. I'd come in, rather than the Colonel speaking first, I'd say,
Right.
Did you want to see me, Colonel Frisbee? Then he could give that speech.
That's what I was thinking.
All right, I think, yeah.
You got that, Colonel?
Yes.
All right, fine.
Okay, everybody ready. Take 77.
All the horses back on field, Roy.
Talk. Speak. Action.
Action.
Camera.
Did you want to see me, Colonel Frisbee?
Good. Wonderful, Campbell. Oh,
Good. What are you doing? Colonel.
well, I'm sorry. I just completely forgot. I was so surprised at a clean, straight line coming out of Campbell there.
Well, I'm sorry.
My apologies, Campbell, for ruining your scene.
It's all right. Director, should we do it once more, or...
Well, I guess we better knock off for the day. We'll finish it off tomorrow.
All right.
This is Word Car again. I'm going to try to get a few words from Barry Campbell before returning it to you, Bob and Ray in New York, so don't take it away yet. Barry, over here for the radio.
Oh, hi. It's...
Had rather a trying day, didn't you?
Trying is hardly the
I noticed
hardly the word.
you're having trouble with your lines. Do you think it'll be any easier in the morning?
Well, possibly, maybe with a right's nest, it'll be all right.
What?
A night's
yeah.
sleep.
Well, you'd better get a good night's rest.
Right.
And we'll be back here on the set tomorrow morning.
Good.
And now, this is...
I am truly, really gassed, tired.
This is Word Car, returning it now to New York.
Thank you, Word. That would really be something to see when they get that scene finished. If they ever do, huh?
Yes, but I don't think we'll go back out there again, do you?
I don't think so.
Now, I've saved the best for last. You know how silly and cheesy the shows were back in the day. You know the ones I'm talking about. Leave It to Beaver, Hee Haw, Lawrence Welk. Well, shows like that were on the radio too, and Bob and Ray were always satirizing them. Aunt Penny's Sunlit Kitchen is a great example. Aunt Penny, voiced by Ray, never seemed to have a good time, and it was always the fault of Danny, her situationally tone-deaf announcer.
Hello again, ladies. We're sitting in Aunt Penny's delightful sunlit kitchen, ready for another delightful true-to-life story from Aunt Penny herself, who's just made some gingerbread. Aunt Penny, that looks delicious.
Well, you can just bet it is. And hello, everyone. Doesn't that look good, Danny?
I'll bet this is made with creamy, digestible chicken fat, Aunt Penny.
You bet it is. All my cooking and baking, I always use chicken fat because I find it so digestible. It just sits in your stomach like a commemorative $50 piece.
Well, I'm going to have a sample of it, Aunt Penny, while you get to today's true-to-life story.
But now don't eat too much, Danny. It'll kill your appetite.
I won't, Aunt Penny.
Now then, ladies.
Do you mind if I raise the shade just a little bit? There seems to be too much sunlight here in your sunlit kitchen.
Well, would you please?
Now then, the story I thought I'd tell you today is a story about...
How's that for you, Aunt Penny? Enough sunlight?
That's fine, Danny, although there's maybe a little too much coming in there. If you could just close the Venetian blinds just a tiny, tiny bit.
There, that's just about perfect.
Yes, that's fine. Story of Mr. and Ms. Edward Bullock.
Well, what about Mr. and Mrs. Bullock, Aunt Penny? Where'd they live?
Mr. and Mrs. Bullock...
Wait just a minute. Let me go over and fix the shade there. It flew up.
It did. Why don't you leave things alone, Danny?
Now, there it is, Aunt Penny. I'll just tack the corner of it here so it won't fly up again.
For Mr. and Mrs. Bullock lived in a small town.
You got a hammer, Penny?
What?
Have you a hammer so I can tack this?
Oh, Danny, I can't tell stories if you're going to be running around the room like this.
Well, I just want to get the room.
Breaking the window, you've torn the shade down. And I've had of it. Here's a hammer.
Thank you, Aunt Penny.
Now, no more, please. Let's sit quiet. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Bullock...
Oh, My word, Danny. What with all the carrying on, I'm afraid I don't have time for the story of Miss Bullock.
Oh, dear.
But you ladies remember now to do all your cooking with chicken fat. It's so digestible and so good that you'll have the fluffiest cakes and the nicest pie crusts you ever thought possible.
I'm going to help myself to some more gingerbread, Aunt Penny, if you don't mind.
My word, you're a flannel mouth, Danny. Great Scott!
You're not going to leave our story there, are you?
Well, I have to. I have to leave. Between all the talk about chicken fat and you breaking the window and tearing down the shade, I haven't had time to tell the story.
Well, I'm sorry, ladies, but Aunt Penny will be back again soon to continue the story of Mr. and Mrs. Bullock.
Oh, my word.
I know it's an exciting one. Goodbye, Aunt Penny.
Bye.
Well, it's not hard to see why Bob and Ray had such a long and successful career. They didn't take themselves too seriously, and they didn't mind poking fun at their radio colleagues who did take themselves seriously. So I'm really happy that Steve brought home that album so many years ago. I'll never forget the laughs, the clever humor, and the warmth of simply sharing something funny together. Well, if you like this kind of humor, you ought to check out my classic Bob and Ray channel. I make no money on that channel. Well, I don't make any money on this one either. I just post a new episode of Bob and Ray every Sunday morning, and I'll put a link below if you're interested. As always, thanks for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Your support really means a lot to me.